Just get the hard lockdown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hard lockdown. It's pretty good in lane as well.
Take the sinking. Favorable matchup there if they can that sinking at all, and sinking versus that damage to come. Just stunning those illusions.
The interesting thing, Samil's actually, I mean, they only have 40% win rate. I think they kept picking in those games they lost. I mean, I don't think it necessarily says anything. Like, I don't expect Samil's like a.
Do you like Navi's draft better this time? I do. I actually think it's
better than last.
Yes.
Yeah. Still concerned about for Evil Genius. Really powerful pickup. I think the Sand King was the right kind of aggression. They either needed to be able to have that kind of sustained hero that they counter initiation coming out from the chaos, or they set the tempo. Both Dark Willow and Rubik follow up on a strong initiation.
Yeah, a lot of eyes on the support for this game number 2. It is over to a commentary team of Gods and Purge.
Hello everyone and welcome back Indonesia. It's game 2 of EG versus Na'Vi. Kevin, we got a Dark Willow. I know they talked about a lot of EG's draft, but I feel like Dark Willow, you know, new hero in Captain's mode.
She's
fun times.
Situationally very good. There's actually a lot of new heroes in the game. We get to play see a Legion Commander, a Chaos Knight this game, the Dark Willow. Of course, everyone else pretty standard so far for the tournament, but it'll be interesting. We'll see how well it works out in the support position.
And what we get to see, I feel, is like Na'Vi going full aggression. Last game, it was like, oh, let's play the slower pace game, pick a void, play around ultis, try and farm, but no, they got started out. This game, they just want to be able to run at EG. Chaos Knight, that's what this hero does best. They've got a support Tusk, they've got the Razor, they've got a very aggressive lineup.
Yeah, it's better matchups as well for Dendi in that he can definitely beat a Viper in lane by stealing a lot of damage. So that's the EG specialty. Throw fear on a tanky mid laner that's hard to gank, and then let the other dual lanes do what they want and let them try to outskill their opponents. So at least Razor would give Dendi an ability to beat his opponent in a 1v1, and if he can do that, it'd be huge for him.
They're going to see Fear mid. They're going to get a first blood here. Fear's not careful. Do they go for the dive? He's got Ice Shards. No snowball in. Nothing too insane from Na'Vi.
Slowly flying back to block here. So they'll have to take both shrines bottom to be successful. General's also able to sneak in, get an Observer Ward down in the meantime.
Yeah, I wonder if he's going to go for any of these bounty runes here. He theoretically could try and secure them from behind.
There is, generally, maybe. Yeah, he's actually moving in position.
Back towards the top lane. They're giving up these bottom runes, it seems. At least one of them.
The battle begins.
Well, they haven't spotted anybody bottom, so that kind of guaranteed that the heroes are on the top half of the map. So that would make me think, at least if I was on EG's perspective, thinking Navi's top, that must be where their tri lane is. And with their matchup here of Sand King, when Dark Willow versus the carry CK, I think EG's read correctly.
I think these are the lanes EG wants, because for the most part we've seen Arteezy actually go to what is traditionally the quote-unquote off lane to get his farm, but this time around we will see him down bottom with Mr.
Yeah, I think Legion Commander could have options against like Sand King and Dark Willow, and CK is definitely a hero you kind of want to pressure. He has a lot of nukes and stuff, but in terms of him surviving in lane and getting to a regen item, it's not always the easiest situation for him.
How things start off for him as far as getting farm bottom. Legion Commander definitely hero in the offlane that bullies safe laners more than most. And that's what we're going to see General try and do. Stout shield, lots of regen. He wants to get up in their face and really try and play aggressive. He even has the Tusk already rotating down here for some additional support.
That's definitely a good rotation because right now he's being semi-competitive with harass, but he can definitely be out-harassed by two heroes. But if they go 2-2, then Rubik has to be really careful here.
Will shows up. Level 1 Faithful on Misery just to make this a bit more fair fight. Won't hit the Ice Shards. Arteezy did not have waveform as he was still level 1. That could have been very problematic as far as getting harassed down if he did get hit by that, but it looks like he will be okay.
Oh, this could be a little dying here.
Yeah.
5 seconds till shard. Easy kill for EG.
Big early mistake perhaps coming out from the Na'Vi side. Lil talked about it as the player that needed to step up for Na'Vi to kind of stand a chance against EG because EG just so often run away with the early game with these good starts, and well, Lil as a forward needs to stop that from happening, so he needs to be careful about how he rotates and not giving away those kind of kills.
Yeah, it's just very dangerous to lane against Morphling here because he can almost fully strength or agility morph knowing that there aren't any disables really, just ice shards, and if he gets in trouble, he could always waveform over to escape danger. And with Fade Bolt level 1 on Misery, all the right-click damage that Legion Commander normally relies on gets reduced by 20. So then they just have this big right-click advantage and mobility advantage between waveform and telekinesis push that allows them to chase down these heroes. So this is a kind of a tough lane for Na'Vi now.
See where Lil goes next. He's still lingering around this bottom lane, trying to stop some pulls, perhaps recognizing that Legion Commander can't do this alone. He is starting to run out of regeneration. Mid lane Dendy is having a good time. This is a very good matchup for the Razor. He had some initial early help and is getting the early CS over Fear's Viper. I like that we're seeing not like the constant dual lane mid. Give Dendy a good matchup and just let him 1v1. He doesn't need that 2v1 mid matchup in a game like this.
Yeah, it definitely helps with the Razor pick, and Razor has been very successful in the last couple months. Last month at least, but not so much in the last few weeks. And it's going to be a good game for Morphling as well. Misery's in trouble, though.
Yep, they've gone in very deep here. They really want to get the Rubik. There's a telekinesis. They can lift into the tower here, and a TP coming in. The Willow's going to have the Bramble Maze here. This could go badly. If Na'Vi aren't careful, they will get the kill to start things off here. The retaliation coming from Crit's TP. Gets the stun out onto Lil, but Lil's still fairly healthy. Has some tangos to chew through as well, and it looks like they'll get out. Crit even rotating in, which means the top lane is going to be swinging Na'Vi's way with the 2v1 advantage. The Willow here.
Pretty decent timing either way, though, because Sume was able to pull a creep wave to the side. So not as much that Crit would have been able to do in that moment.
Yep. Through a lot of his mana pool. That's something that the Willow early on has very expensive spells. The TP mana cost plus the 2 spells was over 300 mana. Mid lane, Dendy gets a nice Ice Shards block and will get the kill on Fear with the help of Lil's rotation.
Super good rotation there. Creep wave was dying. It was such a perfect moment. Gets in there with static link and lots of unstable current damage. And huge kill for Dendy.
Tusk in the mid lane. Anytime you kind of go down in the river, if that shard blocks the entire high ground, you're in trouble. So LeBron, hoping for a bounty room, will not be so lucky and needs to get away from Sumail. Kinetic field to stop him from chasing, and he has to run to the south and TP out.
There's that mana loss. If he had Bramble Maze there, that's probably a kill. Would have bought him a second for Sumail to get in range to get a Burrow Strike off.
Yep. Does still stop the Disruptor from getting any kind of a bounty room pickup, and also force him out of the lane. So Sumail going to have an even better time. He's tied top CS. Typical Sumail, quote-unquote, off-lane play. Farming up a Storm and really highlighting his individual prowess.
He's got all the early items he needs now, Boots, Swan, and a Quelling Blade, so he should be able to maximize last hits. And Chaos Knight has to start being careful, because his only regen at this point is Magic Wand. So he gets killed or pressured too much, he will run out of regen.
Another Tusk rotation. This one again down to the bottom lane. Misery surrounded once more. The body blocks from Lil, trying to get General back in range. The overwhelming odds will be enough damage, and Lil gets the last bit of damage to secure the kill. Misery dying for the second time this game. Not the biggest kill, but it's still a kill nonetheless.
Denny in trouble, though.
Yep. And with the rotation from Crypt from behind, there's the Bramble Maze. They'll get the kill. Fear having 3 points in the poison attack. Strikes back in the mid lane.
Crit just focusing on the disable right now. He's got 2 seconds from First Crown and a second and a half from Bramble Maze and anything else they run into afterwards, while still dealing decent damage. So I like the skill build so far from Crit. It's been pretty effective in these ganks.
Yep. Training points in the Shadow Realm, which is perhaps what you see more out like the off-lane Willow play, but Lockdown definitely more reliable early game component of this hero.
And it's a slightly different playstyle so far from EG in this game compared to previous, in that they are kind of roaming their heroes a bit. The only lane that's been kind of static for them was their safe lane Rubik, but they're going to give that up now because he's been dying a bit, so it'll just be Morphling versus Legion 1v1 for a bit while they gank.
Another Curse Crown coming in. This one at top lane. The Chaos Knight, the carry,
sick.
Crystallize. Can they bring him down? He gets the reality to try to pull himself away. He's still trying to juke his way out of this one, but the last right clicks comes in. Sumail goes aggressive. He's got no health, but he gets the stun on LeBron. Glimpse back under the tower, but the creeps are taking the tower shots. I don't think they're getting this. Sumail wants to go back in. As you say, he's got a fairy fire. Can he find the kill on LeBron? He's going to go for the Burrow Strike. Does he guess right? Sumail. He doesn't have it. He needs an escape now. Can go into the trees and TP. A stun onto General will deter any further chase, and he's not even going home. He's still here. He's like, I'm going to find LeBron.
He wants the glory, man. He's looking for it. He sees the Disruptor. Quelling in one. He can come on now. Here it is.
Sumail. Crystallize doesn't have a stun for 1 second.
So close to stopping Sumail's TP.
Oh, that would have been the big kill. That would have been the catch-up for Crystallize in some ways. They're not done, though. Na'Vi, doing what perhaps their draft wanted to do, which is constantly fight, are going to bring in General from bottom to get another kill onto Misery. The aggression is just unrelenting. here in the top lane.
The coolest thing about the initial gank on that CK was that after the Curse Crime gets off, they get hit by the first Bramble Maze, and with Telekinesis, they throw him into a second Bramble Maze. Guarantees double the damage out of that skill. Very cool combos.
Nicely done. Mid lane, Dendi gets pulled in by a Telekinesis Spear. About going in, but...
He ran out of mana there. If he had 25 more, that's 100% Dendi dying.
Throughout the Viper Strike as like Dendi will fall back and try up with General, who has been active, but the result of an active Legion commander is a farming
CK in trouble.
Morphling. We gotta bring down the Chaos Knights. Epicenter has been used. Crystallize had some launch charges, but held on to them. I don't think they would have saved him anyways.
Man, Crit's making this hero look really strong right now.
Yeah.
These rotations have just been super effective.
He has been spamming it in pub games the last week. Anytime I see the watch tab and he's playing a pub, it's almost always on the Dark Willow. Loves playing it in these like dual off lanes where he can just pressure the enemy carry, and that's exactly what he's done to Na'Vi.
Gonna be rushing to Veil this game, but then get a stun setup. They will follow this up with Bramble Maze, but just now picking that up. And with Razor being in the lane as well, this is not the lane you want to gank.
Still 3 top. Can they cruise Mel? One of the nice things about the Sand King when there's a Tusk pick is you do have an escape against the Ice Shards block. Cores in general that aren't afraid of being blocked in by an Ice Shard, same thing with the Morphling, making Tusk pick a whole lot weaker in the early game. You can't rotate on the Sand King, you can't rotate on the Morphling because of the escape spells.
So with these lanes changed up a bit, it's kind of just the support sacks mid, get some experience, definitely much needed for Disruptor. And once they do pick up the ultimate, they can score some big kills on heroes like Morphling. But CK swinging.
Really struggling. Okay, try another stun here. Snowball thrown to the Newts. Lil just thinking he might need to save his buddy there. Dendi gets lifted back in. Sumail's there with the Burrow Strike to follow up. The Bramble Maze there as well. Going to completely surround Dendi. No escape for the Razor. He gets brought down, and this is worrying for Na'Vi. Dendi comes top to try and help out. Chaos Knight doesn't really have anywhere to farm, and Dendi even dying there means these lanes seem to be falling apart.
I just don't have that much faith in Chaos Knight as a hero right now. I think Crystallize has been playing amazing, but this is going to be a tough game for him. He's got to like rotate around and get kills, but the hero's gank potential is not even that strong. And EG is going to take the top tower pretty easily, and now even less space for their heroes to farm.
9 minutes in. EG are very proficient at taking those early offlane towers and just pressuring lanes, taking over your side of the map. We saw it last game, perhaps with a lot less kills then. This time around, we've got 12 kills already in 9 minutes, but EG's a team who love to just pressure the lanes out, take over your jungle, and just limit the amount of farm available to you.
They're just scanning right north of the ramp here on Radiant side, looking for the gank that was to come, but slightly off based on Na'Vi shrining, and in fact, they're actually going to a different location right now, and they've got duel ready.
Arteezy, they snowball. He waveforms through! Arteezy glimpse back. It's not over yet. He's going to still find a way out of this one. He's got some launch charges to work with. Has been jeweled up. Not sure they'll get the jewel kill, but they should be able to finish him off.
He's got waveform again.
Oh, can he get out? He gets to the high ground. He TPs. He's out of there. Arteezy. What a great start with the dodge on the snowball. He escapes the 4-man gank, and when you can't kill the enemy carry with a 4-man gank, you know things are going horribly wrong for you.
It is not easy to kill Morphling right now. If he gets Morph off, he's gonna live most likely. And unless you can like instantly blink duel before he gets that off, how are you gonna deal enough damage?
I like that Arteezy doesn't even stick in the fountain to heal. He actually bought a salve and then just left the fountain with 0 health, full agi, and pops the salve to heal. He wants to get back and start last hitting as soon as possible, and also defend this bottom tier 1 tower.
Yep, and he gets back just in time here. They're going to wait for him forward. This is a little scary. Oh, well played.
No, he morphed a Razor, instantly jeweled. The perfect reaction coming out from the LC there.
Going to try to kill General, but he hides in trees very wisely. Crit still gets the attack off, but only 1 point of Shadow Realm in. And General was so on top of that.
Yep. Fire Strike top, Crystallize, needs to be careful. Breeze in the neighborhood does not have the ultimate yet. With the Static Storm, they may actually to get the kill on Sumail. Telekinesis from Misery. To try buying some time, just gets the illusion, but still stuns both heroes that were chasing with it. And uh-oh, Raldarif still catches Sumail. The Burrow Strike away. Will just be a 1-second stun, but they get the kill. And we'll look for a second. Misery trying to run away, but with the 4 points of Reality Rift, that's a very short 6-second cooldown.
Got to lift in 3. Could buy himself some time, or juked for TP. Doesn't have a tango.
Very hard. The Tusk will say no as they secure the kill. Dendi upon him got fairly low, it looks like, but still alive.
That was such a needed kill for Crystallize there. Double kill. big plays with the Phantasm usage, and it essentially gives him a double damage in terms of damage output. Treads is the item to go, but finishing his armor as fast as possible is going to change his ability to kill heroes and greatly enhance it. They had to really work for that one.
The Blink Dagger is headed top Fizz with Epicenter.
This is so fast. Dangerous for Chaos Knight. He does have a raindrop though.
That's the problem. You don't feel safe farming the lane. You're like, oh, it's a bit risky for me to be farming up there. But no, he's going to go farm the jungle where Sumail is waiting. Fear there to back him up. And this is a dead Chaos Knight. Nowhere for Crystallize to farm right now, it feels like.
He didn't even have to use Viper Strike. Gets to save it, rotate mid. That's going to force Lil to go down possibly to the bot lane. Or maybe he's going to get caught here. Dandy wants to fight it, but
800 gold saved up. Razor, do you think he can rush his drums? Just needs to tank up a bit, it feels like.
yeah, Drum is definitely the most common Razor item. He's queuing up Eul's Scepter though.
Okay.
Gives him a way to interrupt a couple important abilities like Epicenter, could grab Morphling if needed to buy some time, dodge spells. There's definitely some good things about it. He gets Bramble Mazed, he can Eul's himself, first round.
As he queues it up, he also just buys it. So he's,
The item after maybe.
yeah. I think quite a bit of this Eul's Razor build, like you say, there's a lot of different utility you get out of the item. You become very, very fast as well. I hear that really wants movement speed because of how static link as well as your unstable current works. You want to be right next to heroes, dealing damage, purging them, being able to right-click them as much as possible.
Fighting Tower, it's not uncommon for them to see them group up to hit a tier 2 this early in the game. Certainly easier now than when they get all their team fight ultimates and items they need.
Creates room for Arteezy. He's playing the late game win condition, the hard carry, the Morphling, and just being up here with 4 heroes looking to help them out. But Dendy goes charging and gets instantly stunned up, rooted as well, and he's just going to die before his team can even back him up. I think Na'Vi misreading that situation.
They definitely looked a little confident there. General doesn't quite have his Blink Dagger finished though. He's just finishing up now. If he gets an initiation in that fight, yeah, maybe it goes very different, but hard to take these dive and chase fights, especially against a hero like Dark Willow.
And there's a lot of burst damage from the EG side. They can very quickly bring down a Raze, as we just saw. Misery gets pulled back in by a glimpse, but he's still holding his ground. Nice Burrow Strike coming in from Sumail, catches Lil, but there's going to be a purge off from General. He is still surrounded by Crit, who completely destroys him with the burst damage coming out from the Dark Willow. That Bedlam absolutely decimates Na'Vi, who are not done just yet. Fear gets the kill on Lil. He's got backup from Sumail. Another Epicenter is going to bring down Crystallizer's Chaos Knight. And Na'Vi are losing this fight effectively 5v4 the entire time this is going on. Tease's Morphling's just farming, and that's going to be terrible news for Na'Vi, Kevin.
Absolutely. Dendy was able to clean up Crit on the backline at least with the TP in and static Plasma Field, but very scary moment here for Na'Vi. Very close to Armlet though, and again that will completely change Chaos Knight's damage output. So I hear like Viper becomes kind of within striking distance. I feel like a Medallion would make an even bigger difference at killing Viper. But he's got his first item coming out. It's going to be a fast Force Staff, which is going to help keep him alive against that high damage output.
Feels very difficult for them to fight into all this burst damage and magic damage from EG. Even with an item like an Armlet, he's still going to get controlled very heavily. Telekinesis, Burrow Strike, slows from the Viper, Bramble Mazes, stuns, the Cursed Crown. It's definitely not going to be an easy game for Crystallize, as we've seen.
I kind of wonder if Dendy should have gone for a Hood instead of a Drum. There's so much magic damage on the side, and even in the late game, still E-Blade stuff. So the Drum is obviously great for movement speed, but he's... Oh, we got a duel.
We got the duel. He got the most strength off though. Fast reactions from Arteezy.
Middle tower is under attack.
I believe that it silences you if you don't get the most strength off before it, so...
Yep. Can't use any abilities. So I like that he went the Drum kind of, but now he's gone health perk thinking, oh, they have a lot of nuke. But I feel like a Hood solves both of those problems. It still allows you to get the better talent tree of the 15 agility.
When I was that's the item I was thinking he might get when I was asking you before when he had like 2k gold. I was like, there's Drums, which is the common build, but the Hood actually seemed maybe the better item, so...
A lot of times, whenever I try out Hood on Drum on Razor, it kind of puts me into a weird item position. Then I feel like if I want to BKB later, I feel like I'm overcompensating for that, and then I'm not as mobile and don't do as much damage. So maybe he just felt more comfortable going the standard build. Yeah. But I mean, now he's just still very vulnerable to magic damage for a while, but at least HP will offset that a bit.
Where Na'Vi looks to go next. They just lost a tier 2 tower, so we talk about EG taking over the map using map control kind of in the way we saw last game where You know, they get ahead by 5, 6k gold, then they just look to extend it. They don't prioritize kills. Well, the best way to get that map control is by taking these early towers and planting deep wards. So this entire top Na'Vi jungle just seems like it is territory owned by EG at this point.
I know, Misery can come all the way to his tier 3 just to enforce Chaos Knight back to heal, just because he doesn't want to lose a spell or provide a potential initiation. It's so difficult for Na'Vi to play right now just because of the aggressive position of EG's side. They will be able to pressure a tower at least.
Gets it with the Warrior Punch. Flying over the top. Does alert Arteezy that these heroes are in the neighborhood. Interesting. Gets boots of travel. They're the Lincoln Sphere, but here come EG looking to defend the waveform through LeBron. I think knows he's in trouble. Does get the glimpse back on the Viper who TP'd in, and Braun is going to get out before the adaptive strike. General looking for a TP out as well, and he's actually going to make it, I believe, because there's no stuns. Arteezy used his and missed. Elsewhere, though, it will be Lil's Tusk getting caught out by the Sand King. A kill going EG's way. It looked like they could have almost gotten 3 or 4 kills there, though, if Na'Vi weren't careful.
A little surprised they didn't go commit the Terrorize to it, but it is a very long cooldown. Maybe want to save it for the next fight. If they use that just to get 1 kill on General, he's going to respawn by the time they get to the tier 1 tower, and then their ability to teamfight is super. So looks like Crit's really valuing this skill.
I think he may have also not seen when the TP started, so it's like with the cast time, if he like uses it and doesn't cancel the TP, it's like, alright.
Good point.
That's not gonna, you're not gonna be happy if you waste it.
So, how do you feel about the boots of travel on Morphling? I think it's alright. I mean, the movement speed is good, but
very like that item that allows you to just farm on the one side of the map and then still TP in and fight. And perhaps he feels like because of the morph, he can fight fairly early on, being able to morph into someone like a Razor with Static Link.
Good point. The movement speed can really help out in that case. Oh, he cancels actually. Okay. What is the duel?
Top. Gonna look for the kill on Sand King. Sumail, a big kill. He's farmed pretty well this game, but does feel like Na'Vi need more of that. If they get a tower to follow, that would be absolutely fantastic for them. Willow could potentially come in, terrorize.
Duel is so good against him. Very survivable with a Force Staff and Sandstorm and Burrow Strike, but just locks him down and allows CK to do what he wants of damage. He's giving up a Blink Dagger next. This is a great way to allow Chaos Knight to transition into a semi-gank hero. He can use his ultimate as he approaches, blink forward, stun, Reality Rip, and that's going to guarantee him some solo kills.
Well, bottom, Lil trying to buy some time, but there's no backup coming his way as EG. Take the kill. Glimpse back at bottom. Are they going to be able to get this kill? It looks like they may be able to find Crit. One more little proc coming out from the Disruptor will finish off the kill. General in some trouble on the side. He's going for the TP out, but there is a stolen glimpse. Arteezy, I believe, canceling that TP out. Gets a 3rd kill to go EG's way after the Tusk kill bottom.
So sick.
Sumail able to not find any additional ones, but really nicely done.
Yeah, that was a hero to take. If you're chasing heroes in trees, you thought ahead there. Guarantees the TP cancel. And now with the Lincolns, his mana pool is going to be at a much better place. Treads, and a lot of times is the facilitator of helping Morphling cast more spells in the early game. But now that the Lincolns is up, he's going to be set for quite a while in this game.
You mentioned how the Blink is a really good roaming, ganking kind of Chaos Knight item, but are you worried at all about, like, this game's, you're behind, it's going to go to the late game. You worried that Crystallize isn't going to scale that well because of this Blink pickup?
I don't think so, just because it's going to allow him to get solo kills, and a lot of times that isn't more important than being able to scale, just because it means that your playstyle can be a little bit different. Like, if any solo hero, whether it's pretty much anybody but Morphling and maybe Viper, I'm pretty sure he can pick off a kill with his ult. That's a huge threat on them, so it'll transition him into his next item, and it's just a small deviation that's going to be relevant for the rest of the game.
The stats there, Legion Commander, some of the second lowest win rate in competitive Dota for heroes played 50 or more times in recent patches. You feel like the Legion pick has let them down, or are they getting enough out of it right now?
I think he's had a couple crucial duels, yes. He's obviously missed 2 more, but very difficult, and that's one of the issues with the hero. You either get the duel off and you get this guaranteed kill if you do it correctly, but getting that duel off perfectly at the right moment is really hard to do. And especially early in the game, he just doesn't have that much damage. He can't solo kill people. It requires him +1 use. That's a lot harder to do without your opponent's node, but if he can snowball and get his team to a good position, duel could be really crucial this game.
Na'Vi getting some good towers of their own, but it's coming at the cost of perhaps a bigger objective. Roshan, EG. Easy, I believe, looks like he's going to take it. And as the Lincoln's completed, Zero Blade surely not too far away as Na'Vi get a tier 2 bottom in exchange.
No new item yet for him, but Aegis is going to have him sitting pretty good. I think he's going to want to go Ghost Scepter first this game because of the Chaos Knight's a little dangerous. Oh, they're going to fight.
Find a dual kill here. Can they get the burst damage in? The Terrorize coming in with the fear. This is going to buy some time. Dendy getting very low as well as Crystallize. Crystallize is trying to fight his way out of it with the armlet toggle. He stays alive. He gets the blink out as well. Doesn't look like they'll be chasing down Legion for the Sand King. Dendy somehow surviving. Okay. Cute little play there. Misery. The stolen plasma field.
Was DK waiting around to get a turn or something?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I thought he was just going to keep running away. He was definitely not in very healthy fighting shape there.
If he ran all the way back to base 100%, so he must have stuck around or something.
Eyes on Dendy at the end there, just assuming he was going to get out of there, but
Dire's middle tower
gives EG perhaps a window to take more control as they go for the tier 2 tower. They haven't got those traditional EG deep wards up just yet, but take a few more towers. They're even drawing lines to the bottom lane. That is very likely the plan, as Misery has 2 wards that can be planted right outside Navi's base. Some for last game when they can take every outer tower, they get wards up right outside and then turn their small gold lead into a very big one. Because this one was actually, you know, it was like 5-6k EG lead. It was starting to swing back a bit for Na'Vi as they got pickoffs, but with an Aegis and with Morphling kind of reaching that critical peak, that could very quickly change into that kind of 10, 15, 20k gold lead that we saw last game.
Especially important because Legion just doesn't scale that well unless you end up getting dual kills repeatedly and against top tier teams. And if EG plays a similar style where they just kind of split push individually and he doesn't keep getting duels, then he's just going to get further and further behind. Kind of scary for General here. With that said, he's also a very good hero to catch those heroes in those cases. They're going to initiate on the mid though.
Yep. Fire Strike to start things off. General trying to get the escape with the press the attack, but he's got a stun on him to follow it up and did not manage to get enough time to blink further away. He gets picked so while EG push bottom. There's that final tier 2 tower being claimed.
EG feeling good, gonna go forward. They ping the tower, they want to pressure the racks here.
Well, force TPs at bare minimum is make Na'Vi come and defend. Perhaps with a Legion commander on the sidelines, there may just not be a defense available. Crystallize is very deep on the other side of the map. They see that Chaos Knight.
He doesn't even have his ulti yet. He's got 12 seconds, so Na'Vi's just got to buy a little time and then get back and fight with Crystallize.
Gonna go charging with the plasma field. Pops an adaptive strike. That's some good damage. Coming out though onto Arteezy, who's gone below half health. Stolen overwhelming odds. Na'Vi, but it does look like. Oh, glimpse back. This is. Oh, and there's the TP out. Anything to cancel it. Nothing to snowball to. If there was a creep nearby, he perhaps could have looked to stop it, but not the case, as that's like the ideal way to defend high ground if you're Na'Vi. You know, you TP back. You don't just want to scare them away. You need to get those glimpse kills, but very good Willow play coming out from Chris.
Yeah, it's kind of a cool combo. Arteezy did his best to try to save him, but the glimpse is too early. Lincolns ends up covering her even if the Shadow Arm ran. So good transition now for each at their transition. Blade. Fear is working on his Aghanim Scepter, which is going to make his fighting even better. He went the attack range perk as well, so between attacking and spellcasting, he's just straight up effective. But they are going to run into some AoE problems soon. As CK finishes his next item, clearing up those illusions might be a little tough, but not with overwhelming odds. Oh, they're going on CK.
Yep. Into a Burrow Strike, the follow-up coming from Crate here. Crystallize already brought down very, very low. He's going to pop the ultimate, but he's still going to melt. It looks like the Snowball going to buy a little bit of time, but he's still dead. Nonetheless, Fear just slowing down everyone. LeBron going to get brought down by the Viper, and they're not done. They want more. They glimpse back onto General. Misery with the stolen spells this game has been on point, as Na'Vi lose 4 and are suddenly in dire straits as Arteezy threatens the top lane. He's stolen the Razor Static Link.
He's keeping the damage.
He is indeed keeping the damage with the Lincoln Sphere. He blocked the Razor Static Link, so he's going to absolutely pummel through this tower with an extra 84 damage. Meanwhile, his team's taking bottom rack.
My God.
EG going to get 2 full lanes and put Na'Vi in a desperate position here in a game 2 where they are already down and facing elimination.
What a quick turn. One little fight that went super well for EG, and all of a sudden 2 racks at 26 minutes? That's insane. All because the Morphling has incredible physical damage with all of this agility morph and the stolen bonus damage. Man, now Na'Vi's in this horrible position, and it all started with one simple CK initiation.
I'll go back for the Shrines, as I'm sure EG feel this game is theirs to lose now. They've taken 2 full lanes at just 27 minutes into the game. Are definitely positioned to lock themselves into the grand finals unless something miraculous from Na'Vi can change. Dendy's TPing into a lot of heroes here. He's got backup. They're all smoked up. Dendy doesn't get the BKB off initially. Gets lifted away to break the static link. May need the BKB soon. Breaks the curse crown. There's going to be the duel coming in. General gets crit. EG perhaps in trouble with fear as well. He goes in with the Viper Strike, trying to bring down the Chaos Knight. No talking your way out of that one. Arteezy, he's showing up. He's waveformed in. He's stolen the Legion Commander form. Perhaps looking for a press the attack here as Na'Vi trading 2 for 2 so far. Fire Strike ain't going to catch Dendy, whose BKB is worn off now. The buybacks are there, but there's no shrine to TP into. Lil has to TP to the tier 3, and as a result, Arteezy is going to just get another kill on Dendy and put Na'Vi even further back. 20k gold lead as Na'Vi do not get the outcome they were hoping for with that perhaps last-ditch hurrah.
They've got buyback on Razor though. He had a pretty good fight there. He was able to help kill the Dark Willow at the start. They worked on Viper's armor slowly and eventually picked him off. They went about even there, but they need to get better than even right now.
Yeah, they do, as the Snowball will buy Lil some time after it gets gone on here, but Arteezy's there to follow up.
Oh, what the duel?
He's not morphing. Oh, they bring down the morph. He's got buyback, but I don't think you use it. There's no panic here for EG. At least not yet, as they keep the morph in the grave. Epicenter coming through to Mail, looking to clean up, gets LeBron low, brings him down with the Razor buyback. He needs to find a way out of this one. Is there detection? Lil gonna go snowball on through the creeps. He tried to stop the sandstorm, but Sumail was elsewhere. Any duel? No, it's already been used.
Got Yules, maybe.
Sumail, okay. Can he blink out of this one? Is the damage there? Nope, he gets brought down. That's 3 dead as Na'Vi close the gap a little bit. They hold on, they defend their last lane of racks.
What a defense, man.
As EG have buybacks should they need them.
That was a buyback on Disruptor, and they still got a big gold advantage from that team fight. Huge getting
and the buyback
off.
on Razor.
And Morphling actually just shifted over and went Butterfly, actually. Interesting pickup considering his ability to just one-shot heroes, but it does make him much more survivable against Chaos Knight, but I'm not quite sold on this.
I mean, it pushes buildings faster, which I guess they just feel like, well, I don't need to kill heroes, we just need to siege. But see how EG look to approach this. They don't go for any kind of a buyback defense here. They don't need to. They are the ones up 2 lanes of racks, and using a buyback seems completely unnecessary in that.
Yeah, absolutely. They've got a big advantage right now. They just need to keep this going. Play Mill on Viper now, so his vulnerability against Razor is essentially gone. And yeah, Arteezy's just going to go for end the game with physical damage. BKB immediately after the Butterfly. He knows that he doesn't need to kill heroes. They've got a big advantage. They've got a tactical advantage. Time to be Lifestealer based.
Yeah, I think this is something where we've seen Arteezy with his kind of main role on this team, which has been the building hitter in some ways. You know, Sumail runs around with a ton of farm, finding kills, creating space, doing Sumail things. Beard plays that kind of stable, tanky frontliner. Well, Arteezy, while that's going on, hit some buildings, secure the game, win the game for us, because that's ultimately the end goal for EG. They're 4 out of the 6 racks down. They'll be looking for that final lane and mega creeps very soon.
Na'Vi does have some glimmers of hope, though. Disruptor is only 500 gold away from an Aghanim Scepter.
Oh, wow.
Can prevent item usages. That could be the item that guarantees kills against Morphling, for example. Comboed with Duel, similar situation. So Na'Vi has some ways to make this work. BKB on Chaos Knight as well. Lil's also got the Spirit Vessel, which prevents Morph from getting full health gain from morphing over. So if they initiate properly, they absolutely can win a teamfight against EG.
Absolutely agree. It does feel like, though, they've only got 1 shot at doing it. 1 lost teamfight, game's over. Like, there's no room for error if you're in Na'Vi's shoes.
And the toughest part is if EG plays like they did at the end of last game, with slow prodding, then it's harder to take those fights.
Slow prodding's going to come. Misery is AFK in the Rosh pit. His job is to scout Roshan for his team at this point. He is just happy to sit there, let his team know the second Rosh respawns, and nothing else needs to be done as far as he is concerned right now. Playing the tactical game, something EG have proven to be very good at this tournament, in defeating all of their opponents very convincingly so far.
One of the best items against Chaos Knight is actually Shiva's Guard, just because it brings the attack speed of them all so far, or so much. And that's going to be Fear's next item. So more survivability, lowered attack speed by the enemies. And Na'Vi's going to try to take a fight here to EG to prevent the easy road.
They see this coming. Na'Vi were hoping to contest the possible Roshan, but it wasn't the case. The Terrorize going to push everyone except Dendy back. Dendy's on an island. He's completely alone. Arteezy, he's also stolen the static link. He's stealing Dendy's damage. Dendy As much as he gains, he loses more, and Crystallize in the front lines with the BKB is losing his life to the physical damage. Arteezy going to wait for him and try and finish off Lil. Great snowball, buys him some time. Arteezy, he goes down, he hasn't got buyback as well. Na'Vi, are they doing it? They've killed Zanking as well. General on the front lines just doing what he needs to do. Misery trying to chase after Dendy. He hasn't got the damage though to bring down the Razor. Razor alive for the time being, but there's going to be a Dark Willow right click and finishes them off. Oh, from the Shadow Realm. Takes him out. Disruptor looking dead as well. It's the supporting cast of EG who are getting the job done. Crit and Misery making plays here. They're not done. They want General as well. Sumail fires through, and it's GG. Na'Vi eliminated and EG through to the grand finals.
Man, they made that fight really hard for EG though. The Morphling kill at the start was massive, and if only Dendy was able to stay alive a bit longer with a little more HP, they could have turned that around. But as soon as they got the kill on the Razor, Sumail buys back around that area and walks back to the team fight to make it really hard for them to work down the rest of the players. But man, General's plays in that last moment were incredible. Instantly purges off the Cursed Crown, gives them the chance for Razor to buy more time, but in the end it was just Razor and Dark Willow dealing way too much damage at the end of the fight.
We definitely saw the heart of Na'Vi, something that was